Today, we delve into a timeless principle that transcends faith and culture, the law of attraction. The Islamic perspective on the law of attraction has captured the attention of millions around the world. In this video, we will first define what the law is. We will then discuss what Islam has to say about it. We will see if we can reconcile this global concept with our faith. Finally, we will provide step-by-step how you can harness it to manifest your dreams into reality, the Islamic way. So watch till the end to take full advantage of this video. First, what is the law of attraction? Psychologists believe that the law of change, as it is sometimes called, is a divine law of nature. In Islam, we have a similar concept, law of condition, where Allah gives cause and effect statements, or conditional statements as they say in Arabic, that this will not happen unless this happens. For example, in Surah number 13 verse 11, Allah says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Also in Hadith Quds, Allah says, أَنَا عِنْدَ ظَنِّ عَبْدِي بِي. I am as my servant thinks I am. The famous hadith in both Muslim and Bukhari about the Prophet changing the name of Abu Usaid's son is another example. The Prophet changed the names of many Sahabas after they reverted to Islam, partly because some of them had anti-Islamic names, such as the slave of an idol, but mostly because their names were harsh or cruel. Now, what is the difference between Allah's law of condition and the law of attraction? The difference is the belief in Allah. The difference is in the recognition that on our own we cannot attain anything unless Allah wills. It is in the belief that Allah extends extra sustenance to anyone He wants and gives little to anyone He wants. Another critical difference is also the way the law of attraction is practiced. In Islam, there are clear rules that must be followed when we are seeking our goals in life. Here are 5 important steps that must be followed in order for the law of attraction to be in alignment with the Islamic principles. Number 1. Istikhara. It is a sunnah that before we embark on any important life decisions, one has to seek blessing and guidance from Allah. The reason istikhara has to be done is because we do not know if what we are seeking will be harmful for our akhirah. In Surah Baqarah, verse 216, Allah says, وَعَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَى أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Perhaps you dislike something which is good for you, and like something which is bad for you. Allah knows, and you do not know. The Prophet is also reported to have said, nothing can change the divine decree except dua, prayer. So before we start harnessing the law of attraction, we ask Allah for help and guidance. Then, if we still have the inclination, we proceed to step 2. Number 2, be in state of dhikr, remembrance, and gratitude. In Surah number 2, verse 152, Allah says, فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. Remember me, I will remember you, and thank me, and never be ungrateful. It is important that we remain mindful of Allah and remember that we have a lot to be grateful for. In Surah Ibrahim, verse 7, Allah says, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِن كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. If you are grateful, I will certainly give you more. But if you are ungrateful, surely my punishment is severe. In the previously mentioned Hadith Quds, Allah says, I am with my slave when he makes mention of me. If he makes mention of me to himself, I make mention of him to myself. And if he makes mention of me in an assembly, I make mention of him in an assembly better than it. And if he draws near to me an arm's length, I draw near to him a cubit. And if he draws near to me a cubit, I draw near to him a fathom. And if he comes to me walking, I go to him at speed. So, as you go after your dreams, It is important that you are always in a state of remembrance and gratefulness to your Creator, the sustainer of the universe. Number 3. Be optimistic and hopeful in Allah. Despite the hardships we face, in Islam, we have to remain hopeful in the decree and knowledge of Allah. It is in the Sunnah of the Prophet to be optimistic in life. What you are seeking might not materialize when you want, but nonetheless, remain steadfast in Allah. Remember that Allah might change what you are seeking to that which is more beneficial for you, and it might not seem to you that way. So remember to be content with whatever Allah, the giver of all gifts, bestows upon you. Always remain hopeful in Allah because it is His promise that, after hardship, there will be relief. In Surah 94, verses 5 and 6, Allah says, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Surely with every hardship there is ease. Surely with every hardship there is ease. In psychology, there is the law of emotions which states that thoughts, when emotionalized, become magnetized and attract similar thoughts. This is to say, when your emotions get charged, they attract similar results. For instance, if someone abuses you or curses you, you feel anger and the need to respond negatively. But if the same person abuses you while smiling at you in language you do not understand, then you're most likely to react in a positive manner. This is because what you do not understand cannot charge your emotions. No negative emotions, no negative reaction. Another example is that most people will feel uneasy if they see a child holding a snake, even if they know the snake is a non-poisonous or defanged one. This is because most of us have a charged emotions towards snakes. It is therefore essential that we control our emotions and reactions when things do not go according to plan. In summary, when we align our thoughts and actions with the principles of Islam, we're essentially practicing a form of spiritual manifestation. By focusing on the power of positive thinking and intention setting, while having a hopeful outlook and a belief in the abundance of blessings that Allah has in store for us, and remembering Allah with gratitude and sincerity in our prayers, we attract Allah's blessings into our lives. Finally, always remember Allah's words in Surah 29, verse 62, where He says, Allahu yabsutu rizqa liman yasha'u min ibadihi wa yaqdiru lah, inna Allaha bikulli shay'in alim. Allah gives abundantly to whom He wills and sparingly to whom He pleases. God has full knowledge of all things. Thank you for watching. Before we call it a day, please click on the top right corner for more Quran-based skill-building videos and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.